Hi, this is Joanna. I wanted to talk to you a little bit today about JourneyDance. And people ask me all the time, what is JourneyDance? And I've been teaching it for 10 years, and I have been trying in those 10 years to come up with that pat, easy to follow answer, that 30-second elevator speech that doesn't leave people going, you know. Um, and honestly, it's very difficult for me to explain JourneyDance in 30 seconds. Here are some of the things that my teacher and other teachers have come up with. I'm going to read one or two of them to you. So JourneyDance is emotional expression and deep process work on the dance floor where you can move into a new story and find joy and freedom in the body, mind, and spirit. And that's pretty good. That makes a lot of sense. But there's so much that I want to explain about that. Let me give another one. JourneyDance is a therapeutic healing movement form comprised of simple guided movement, full expression, and your moving body. It's not about learning steps, but the natural healing form that aids in recovering, uncovering, and discovering. So all of that sounds awesome, but what does that mean? So I want to just unpack a little bit of that and what JourneyDance is for me and for a lot of the people who come to dance with me. So at the end of dances, I often ask people to say what they are feeling. And sometimes it's just a word, and I'll ask for, just what your experience is at this moment. And a lot of what people say is they feel whole, they feel connected, they feel grateful, sometimes bliss, sometimes love. And not everybody walks into the studio feeling that way, but they leave with this experience. And it happens again and again and again and again. And I've heard people say, particularly a man said this that I thought was really beautiful. He said that as a man, he feels often hard, physically, emotionally. And JourneyDance left him feeling soft. And to him, that was such a great gift. I've heard other people say they rediscover their inner dancer. For years, they haven't danced because they felt uncomfortable or awkward. And this gives them an experience of feeling like a dancer. And that, to me, is one of the greatest gifts of JourneyDance. So I want to talk to you a little bit about my experience and what the dance actually does for me. So I have always loved to dance, but I never felt comfortable, or still don't feel comfortable, following someone's choreography. When I go to a dance class and there's a lot of do this and that, I am always the one going the opposite direction. Everybody's going right, I'm going left. They're using their left foot, I'm using my right. I have a very difficult time. And what that does for me is puts me in my head immediately. And I know if I went longer and did it more often, I would probably begin to find their routines, and that would be cool. But I never get myself past that point because I just immediately go to my head and I feel awkward and like I have 3 left feet. So for me, this process of lightly guided or guided with suggestion offers me this opportunity to really go deep into myself without that awkwardness of feeling like I'm on display. So the first thing that we do in JourneyDance is we don't have mirrors in the room. We're not looking at ourselves or following a leader. We're exploring it on our own. Some people actually love following a leader, and that's awesome. And I encourage you to go to those dance classes. But if you feel the same way that I do, that maybe it's not always fun for you to do that, then you might really benefit from this lightly guided experience. So what is that guided experience like? So in JourneyDance, the first thing we do is we get into the space. We start to feel out the room that we're in. We attune to the environment that we're in. And then we start to go inside and we embody. And a lot of that is really getting into the earth. So we roll and we pour ourselves on the earth and we explore this physical form, maybe with eyes closed, really getting into our spines, getting into our muscles and our connective tissue. And that kind of sets the foundation for the rest of it because we get out of the head and into the body really quickly. And then we start to awaken our spines and awaken our hips and our big joints, the shoulders. And we start to get into the wateryness of ourselves. And then we stay in that watery space through immersion, where we're moving like we are water and really exploring how this being that we work with is made up of water. And then we start to expand. We start to expand into the space and to connect with other people. And so once we're in that expansion and connection with the people around us, then once we've gotten kind of playful, we can go in for the deeper work. So we immerse ourselves in the emotional work, the evocative emotion. And from that evocative emotion, we start to bring up things and we can start to play with them. We can start to heal. And that's when we move into the shamanic work, where we go in through a process of exploring our own healing through movement and through this ritual. And there are lots of different ways that we play with that in the Journey Dance. But that ritual brings us to this place of empowerment, right? So then we start to really explore our own fiery power, our own core, our own centers. And from that, we can celebrate that freedom. And that celebration, for me, brings me into my heart, brings me into a sense of my sensual body. So that's what we explore there, is the sensualness of ourselves and our hearts. And we can begin to open those. And from that heart space, then we can look at what is our longing, what is our prayer. And from that prayer, we open up into this higher consciousness or this state of bliss. And it just works. I can't explain it really any better than that, but somehow Journey Dance, through this process, brings us from embodiment into bliss. And I've seen it again and again and again. And it's a powerful transformation. And I think in this time where there is so much constant information being presented and so much sort of, whether it's happening in our own lives or we see it in the places around us, the people around us, there's trauma happening again and again. And Journey Dance is really this powerful way of releasing trauma from our cells, from our bodies, and coming back to a sense of being whole and connected. And I think it's such an important thing for us to do right now, maybe even more so than it's ever been. And sometimes it's really hard for me to muster the energy to do that. But when I do, then I have the energy to do my work in the world. So I encourage you to explore this, to play with this. And I'm going to offer places for us to do this, Journey Dance opportunities, for us to find that healing in community, and also to find that connection. And for me, that connection is so precious because I live in a disconnected world. This is through video. You're watching me from your place. We're not seeing each other live, but when we get together and we have that opportunity to really connect physically with each other, that is also an incredibly precious gift. So I offer you Journey Dance as that opportunity. So one of the things that I have been exploring is creating something that's an unguided journey dance. I'm calling it organic flow. And I decided to try this out to see if we could explore that journey just with the music. So every Thursday night, I offer organic flow at Dunbar Center, which is in Tucson, in the Dunbar Springs neighborhood. And there's a beautiful dance space there called Barbia Williams Performing Arts Space. And we offer this opportunity for us to explore that same flow completely on your own. So if you'd like to join me for that, please do, every Thursday night from 7 to 8:30. And then I will let you know about future journey dances that you can come to with me. There's also another beautiful journey dance teacher in Tucson, Sierra, who offers journey dances on the third Saturday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. at Mindful Yoga. So please join me or Sierra and give yourself this opportunity to move through whatever's going on in your life and really have this space to move from embodiment into bliss. Thank you so much.